You got one, you got one.
Ooh, that's a nice one. We got a big one. No? What are you talking about? Woo! Well, this is it. Final full day of fishing at Laurie River Lodge. Good variety. Saw a bunch of new water. Saw a bunch of beautiful fish. Ate a lot of really good food. This is a dream fishing trip. You got to do it. If you've been on the fence about like a fly-in Canadian fishing trip, come to Northern Manitoba. Come visit Brent. You'll have a good time. Today is supposed to be the worst weather day, so we're staying on the main lake. We're gonna do a shore lunch today. We're gonna go over some of my favorite pike lures. That's gonna be the main topic. Done a lot of guiding for pike at various lodges. Visited a lot of lodges in the north. There's just a couple staple baits you need if you want to go pike fishing. We're getting guided by Alfred today. Alfred, you ready to have a camera in your face all day?
I have no problem with that.
No problem with that. Give me a little introduction. What's your name? How long you been guiding?
My name is Alfred Michel. I'm originally from Brochet, and I've been a guide for almost 35 years.
35? You're not old enough to be a guide for 35 years.
I started when I was 12 years old.
Oh man, where do you live
in
now?
Ranger Lake. I live in South Indian Lake, Northern Manitoba.
All right, we need to catch some fish for shore lunch.
Getting a few bites today, this morning. One. You got one. You got one. You got one. You got one, dear ma'am. When your rod bends, you got some. You got one. There you go. Reel it up. Sometimes he doesn't know where he's got.
I do the same with my dad. Sometimes I have to tell him when to set the hook. Using the head spin jig by Frostbite. Might put this on right here, a little banger ribs. That looks pretty delectable for a walleye. I'm gonna cast a swim bait. Dad's got a jig and a minnow. I'm ready. Back to the wind is kind of nice. That's a fish. What do we got? I'm thinking pike. Nope. That's lunch. So I would say for my guiding and time eating fish over the years, 1.5 walleyes per person is kind of the perfect amount. So that means 3 fish between Dad and I. If you do the math.
Dad and me.
We'll keep this one?
No.
No?
No, it's
Too small? That's the best size to eat?
That's not a sandwich.
The best size to eat? What are you talking about? Half a sandwich, he says. Okay. I'll throw back the first one. If I catch another one that size, it might not be so lucky.
Yep.
Nice. Nice walleye. That's a sandwich and a half right there. Alfred said this one's a sandwich and a half, so we're keeping this guy. I wasn't gonna let him throw it back. We're fishing just a big windblown point called Wesley's Point, Alfred was telling us. And oh, I just got hit. Nice walleye.
There you go.
There we go. 2 fish sandwiches. That was pretty good. All right, we're moving. So I'm using the 710 Signature Series rod that I've been testing this season. It has taken so much abuse. Probably my favorite spinning rod I've ever used. Very versatile. I want to design a lighter one too. This one's a little bit heavier, but it's got a moderate action, so you can do a lot of stuff with it. Hopefully coming to market next year. We'll see. Looks like there's a couple walleyes here. Nice. Did you leave any fish for us? Nice. Nice and out of the wind here. This is beautiful. On the board. That's another fish sandwich. Oof. Oh, that is a fish. Oh, it's a sucker. Oh yeah, let's get a shot of that one. Yeah, there you go. That's why you fly up north. That is a beautiful fish. Look at that. Funny looking fish. There we go. We got the outflow of the lake right here. Out rapids, is that what they call it? That's what they're eating.
Where you going?
That's a sandwich.
Yeah, put him out there.
Boy, you're just slinging them there. What's the problem?
No, that's what he called 2 sandwiches.
All right, well, we've definitely got enough for classic Canadian shore lunch.
I don't know, no. I didn't see the sandwich.
Good grief, yo.
You're on the wrong side of the boat, Dad.
Yeah, no kidding.
There we go. Now we're going for some pike.
All right.
I think we're good for lunch. What do you think? Go bigger or smaller? Go with the little guy? Always listen to your guide. That's the message of the day. Unless he's crazy, then don't. The rain is starting. I don't know what this day is going to turn into. I should put the camera away. I think it's going to be kind of socked in. Well, we're about to pike fish. We may pike fish later, but I think we're gonna put it on pause and head back to camp. Not worth wrecking the camera gear right now. Anyways, good morning, bunch of walleyes. A shore lunch is gonna be amazing today, and we will head back to camp. Here, give me that. Well, we caught our walleyes for shore lunch. We're back at camp. The rain came as they expected, and the guides have powered through. I cooked many shore lunches in the rain. It is not enjoyable, but these guys are troopers. We got some fried bannock, some deep fried walleye, and lard fries. Oof, it's gonna be good. Lunchtime.
Yes.
What do we got, Kevin?
We got a little bit of freshly caught McGavick Lake walleye prepared for us by our wonderful guides.
Yeah.
I can't help but notice that tray of fried bannock over there. That's
Ooh,
definitely
baby.
loaded up.
This is what I'm most excited about.
Look at that. Good for you.
Yeah. Taters. What's this? Oh, this looks good. Huh, it's just on the table.
It'll be good on those potatoes. A little bit of lemon pepper.
Bannock. A little lemon pepper. Oh, yeah.
Hey, how about a big toast to the chefs over here, eh?
Well, just finished an amazing dinner. You do not lose weight on these trips. Food has been phenomenal. Anyways, happy to stay dry indoors this afternoon. Amazing short lunch, but I might have even had a little nap. Finally, the weather changed, so we're sneaking out. The beauty is, it's June 18th, 19th today. It's like the longest day of the year, so we have light till darn near 11 p.m., maybe even later, probably around 11. So we're gonna make the most of it. One last hurrah, looking for a big pike. We got Kevin. I'm not sure what Kevin's up to, but he'll probably be gone filming somebody. Anyways, looking for pike. Gonna show you some of my favorite pike lures of the north. The lures I would suggest packing if you're going on a pike trip. Maybe we'll catch some fish too. Maybe we'll see Kevin kind of like half walk, run at the same time. What about the hat? You like the hat? Kevin might have one of those hats. Do you have any more hunt fish hats here? So it's very typical for the guides to keep the best spot till the end of the trip. So we're gonna see if that's true. Ooh, baby, this looks good. What are we working here? A couple of rivers to come in?
Yeah, Twin Rivers. And there's a goose right there.
A goose, a lone goose. This is called Twin Rivers. Looks very, very pikey. So we're gonna start fishing. I'll talk about the lures I like that I think you need packed in your box. Yeah, this water must be so warm. There's a nasty rock. That is some dark water. What a beautiful night. Oh, this looks good back here. This spot opening day must be phenomenal. Like first guess of the season, this must be the spot.
Yeah, it is.
All right, well, I've done probably more pike fishing than any other species between guiding. I guided for 7 years in the north, done a lot of pike fishing back home too. So I have a fair amount of confidence with pike. I've seen pike in all scenarios, pressured pike, unpressured pike, pike in clear water, pike in dirty water. I'm gonna give you 3 options that I think you should bring along that should be in every boat. So I would say one of the most common pike lures in the north, and it just hooks fish so good, is some sort of spinner or bucktail. So the Mepps Blue Fox spinner, you can get bigger, you know, musky bucktail size lures. Those can catch a lot of big fish. It's an idiot-proof lure.
That's why I have it.
My dad's using it. No, I love him very much. Idiot-proof isn't the right term. It is a very easy lure to work. It's tough to work it wrong. Some of these other baits might take a little more finesse. Just a treble on the back, and when that fish nips at it, the first thing he's getting is a treble. It's a straight retrieve. This specific one is by a company called, parent company's called Muskie Munchies, Bass Munchies, but it's all together in one blade, which is a cool design. I really like that. But yeah, any sort of spinner, and people think maybe you need to go big. You don't need to go big. I've seen size 3 and size 4 is a very common size spinner. You might think that's a size for a small trout or for bass. They catch giant pike. So some sort of spinner, bucktail, fish feel it from across the bay. They feel that vibration. It's a staple bait, and they're easy to fish. Next is some sort of jerk bait or hard body bait. You've probably seen me talk about these, but Headbanger, company from Sweden I've worked with for the last few years, they've got a bunch of unique style baits. What I like about these baits is they have the ability to stop and pause. That bucktail, you're not gonna stop and pause. You're gonna keep it moving the entire time. These have the ability to trigger fish through pausing it. So this one's brand new. Obviously it's barbless in Manitoba. This is a barbed one. Haven't used this yet.
But this bait, there's different models. There's a suspending version, a floating version, but the cool thing is you can actually pause that in a fish's face. So sometimes these pike, you know, if they're in the most aggressive mood, I'm gonna be throwing that spinner. If they're a little bit toned back in that medium mood, well then some sort of, it could be a walk the dog, like under the water, subsurface walk the dog bait, a jerk bait. This is cool because it has the plastic tail as well, but something that has a little more erratic action. That bucktail's in a straight line. This one can go left, right. These heads have a very erratic action. This is the one that I'm gonna be throwing mostly today. It's called the cranky shad. It's got that lip on the nose, and it's got a very erratic left and right style action there. The third option, I'll insert some footage of this, is a fly. And people think that you need to have a fly rod to use a fly. That is completely wrong. Fly fishing purists might scoff at me, but you put a big fly on a spinning rod, and if you don't know how to fly fish, it definitely does the trick. So this thing, I think it's called like a chuck and duck or something. It's kind of a pain to cast on a fly rod, but it's amazing to cast on a spinning rod because it gets wet and it has so much, yeah, it's just castable. A big fly on a spinning rod is such a good way to trigger fish. Obviously, if you know how to fly fish, that's a great way to do it, but year round, not just an early season thing, flies catch big pike. Some of the biggest pike that I've had in my boat have been caught on the fly rod because once again, these pike aren't always looking for a big meal. So a little fly, especially in those situations where you can sight fish pike, and you can see them sitting like those logs. You'll cast a spinner past them, you might cast a jerkbait past them and they won't move, but you cast that fly and you have the ability to hover it in front of their face, hop it in the mud. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, in the past, I've given it to my dad on a spinning rod. You can do it on a fly rod. There's bait fish patterns, big bunny leeches, but yeah, 3 to 4 inch fly. Those are kind of the 3 categories. And like I said, even if you're not bringing the fly rod, bring a couple flies along, get the big ones. The ones I was using on a previous trip was called the chuck and duck. That's basically what's in my tackle box. Do you agree? You've done a lot of pike guiding. Are there any lures I missed? Do you like those categories kind of, or?
Johnson spoon, weedless Johnson spoon
that's
with
a good
trailer.
one.
It'll wiggle his way around the weeds because you're going to be hitting a lot of weeds in time of the month.
That is a great option. The Johnson weedless minnow, silver minnow, is just a staple in the north with the twister tail in the back. I've seen a lot of big pike caught on those as well, but right now, these green cabbage weeds right here, and this is what the pike are sitting in. I'll see if I can get close here, but those green weeds right there, that is where the pike like to hang out once they move from those back creeks.
Sometimes it's really good to see if you can see your lure on top. You can use it as a top lure as well.
Oh, there's a fish. Oh, that's a nice one. Dad, you want to grab the camera?
Big squirrel.
Yeah, it's a big fish.
Are you rolling?
We got a big one. Ooh, I might gotta get to the back. We're okay. Nice. He T-boned it, he's not coming off. It's a nice pike. You just chowed that bait. Oh, not as big as I thought, but let's throw her in the cradle. Nice. Good work, Alfred. There we go, on the board. All right, Alfred, show me the fish. I don't need to hold it. Alfred put us on him tonight. Beautiful Laurie River pike. Nice. 30, what, 33, 34 maybe?
Yep.
Nice, hold it right there. Perfect, nice. We can throw her back on this side. Bye-bye. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
So they're in the weeds.
They're in the weeds. You want some lures? Some gifts?
Sure. Thank you very much. I will certainly use them.
It's got a pretty cool action, those ones with the lip on the... Here's a fish. Don't think it's big. That's all right. Another pike on the cranky shad. One day that pike might be caught again. Oh, there's a pike. I just had to follow. There's a fish. Look at that jump! Woo-hoo-hoo! I've been around a lot of guides, Alfred, and you are top notch. Very good boat control. You seem to know what's going on. If you had a good day, it's because of the guide. If you had a bad day, it's because you suck at fishing. Make it happen, 8 minutes remaining. Oh, it's huge! Get the cradle! We're gonna catch the big one right with the lodge in the background, Dad. Any cast, Dad. Oh, that one hurt. Hey! I might need some pliers for this guy. Oh, we're good. There we go. One more. That's all she wrote. Well, that's it for our time.
at Laurie River Lodge. Thanks to Hunfish Manitoba for making this trip possible. Probably not the last time I'll be back at Laurie River, but yeah, those 3 styles of bait, they don't need to be those exact baits, but those 3 styles I would make sure you have in your boat if you're pike fishing. Some sort of spinner or bucktail, some sort of jerk bait that has the ability to suspend, pause, and then a fly. And you can do a soft plastic as well. Sluggos are very popular baits in the north for, you know, sight fishing, tough pike, but we're flying home tomorrow. Guys, wear your life jackets and we'll see you next time. Promised to give away my Hunfish MB hat. Do you have a bigger head than me or same size?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Same size, man.
Nice, that's good.